This one we're going to make about diversification. You can diversify your investments into many things. You can get into real estate and the stock market and some metals and yada, yada, yada. Myself, I prefer to stick with just the metals. I understand metals. I've been at it for a long time. I can take physical possession of the metals, and I can keep them. Unlike paper investments, even unlike real estate, the state can come in and use that eminent domain and take your property if they want to, if they need it bad enough. Now, I'm sure they give you fair market value, maybe, but I just don't like the idea of that. I have my metals, I keep my metals, and nobody knows that I've got my metals, and everybody's good to go. You know what I mean? It's I can live here with my metals and like a bloody pirate and with my peg leg and parrot on my shoulder and my tricorn hat. And anyways, you should be diversifying within the silver market itself, or the silver the kinds of metal that you have. You should be diversified in that anyways. At least two metals, at the very least. And I'm going to say silver and gold if that's your thing, but I don't like gold. It's not volatile enough. For me, it's silver and platinum because there is some volatility in there. And you can take palladium. Palladium's a good one. It can get pretty volatile. And rhodium, rhodium. That one, when it gets volatile, it is almost hysterically volatile. And I did make a bunch of money I did come out way ahead on that, I should say. I got a crap ton of silver for very little investment because of that rhodium that I bought. And I just bought it on a whim. I think back in 2015 it was under $1,000 an ounce. I just buy it on a whim, and this is right into the video topic here. And that you want to diversify, and this is one of the reasons why. What happened with my rhodium was it was hysterical. So I go in and I've got the receipts. I keep PDFs of all my receipts, and when I purchase and when I sell, just in case the tax man cometh. And I like to have a very detailed accounting of what I've done, and so they can see exactly how much money I've made on when I've gone to sell, if it ever becomes an issue. And so I bought under $1,000, and I could dig up the receipt at some point, but I bought under $1,000. We'll just call it $1,000, and it went up to you can check the chart there. It went up to like 26,000 there for a stretch. And I call the company up, and I've mentioned this before. I call the company, and I'm like, hey, you guys are buying, I hope, and something like that. And I've got this rhodium I bought off of you, and he went and he checked my original sale, and he come back and he got back on the phone and he said, you're making a little bit of money there. And we both kind of chuckled, and he's telling me that yes, I'm like, you guys are buying, I hope, basically. And he's like, oh yeah, we've got buyers. And I guess what happened was, if I'm understanding it right, is the automotive industry started buying up some of the precious metals, and rhodium was one of the ones they were really going on. I think it's a catalytic converter thing, and I think it was because of regulations this is just what I read. Regulations are coming. Automotive industry's panicking. They're buying up all the rhodium, and boom, it shot the price up. And this is why I say diversify within the metals market. Have your best bet. This is your best bet. Buy all five. Have some gold, have some silver, have some palladium, have some platinum, and have some rhodium. The five there. Three of those are rhodium metal groups. The platinum, palladium, and rhodium are all platinum metals groups, but they're all their individual metal. Buy a little bit of all of them. Because something like that can happen. Something like that has happened. And rhodium has done this twice. Years ago, it went up to like 10 grand. I was actually looking at rhodium before it shot up and went up to about 10,000 years and years ago. I'm thinking 2005-ish, maybe? I mean, I can't remember the dates. It's been a long time ago, but I could have bought it cheaper. And I was buying platinum at the time, and I thought, man, I don't really know enough about rhodium to get involved with it, and I generally will not invest in anything that I don't understand at that point in time. If I don't know it, I don't want to put any money into it. And so what happened is sometime later, I'm looking at it, and I told the wife after we got married, I'm like, you know what, that rhodium that I was looking at, I should have bought it, because it ended up going up to $10,000, right around $10,000 an ounce. So this isn't the first time. When you saw rhodium go up to 26,000 or whatever it went up to, that's not the first time that's happened where it has spiked up like that. And so you don't count on that kind of thing happening. I would have never invested thinking, oh, it's going to do that again, right? No, I wouldn't have done that. But you can do that with the idea that there is a possibility that there'll be a run on one of the metals. So here's what happens. So say you have $2,500 invested in gold, $2,500 in silver, in rhodium, in platinum, and palladium. You got $2,500 invested in each of those. Let's just call it $2,500. And then one of them does what rhodium did and goes to the moon. So boom, you take that and you go swap it off for one of the ones that didn't go up, right? You trade it out for, say if it went up to 10,000, okay, so you take that, you go, like it did back earlier in the years there, you get 10,000-ish, minus the premiums, obviously, worth of silver. Even with the premiums, you still came out way ahead, right? Now, that may not happen again for any amount of time. So if you look at the rhodium prices, well, when last time I looked at them, they were running about $3,000. So it came down a crap ton, right? It went up to $10,000 before, and then it came down below 1,000 because I bought mine at 1,000 after it spiked up to 10,000. And was buying it at 1,000 an ounce, I mean. And so it can come back down. So if you diversify, you actually increase the chances that there'll be a run on one of those metals for whatever reason. I got a train coming through here. I hate this. I'm 50 feet from that damn track. And this guy makes a game out of blowing his horn right here. Let's see if he does it. There's two different engineers that run by here, and there's two of them. And the one blows his horn right here every time, and the other one doesn't. So if you are invested in all five of the metals, that's five more chances or four more chances you have of something spiking up. Gold could spike, silver could spike, platinum could spike, palladium could spike, right? They could, but the more of them that you own, the more of your chances of that happening. And somebody may say, okay, there's going to be, people are going to go nuts buying silver right now. So they go out and they buy up everything in sight, drive the price up to $55 an ounce. And now you can say, holy hell, my silver is worth twice what I paid with it. Not even screw the premiums. I'm going to go trade it off for some gold that hasn't gone up or platinum that hasn't gone up. Platinum's actually been up and down. It's actually been lower than the averages here. I got it at $8.50 an ounce here not too long ago. So you could say, okay, I'm going to take my silver that's worth more than twice what I paid for it. I'm going to swap it out for some platinum that's down a little bit, but it could be it could be running its equilibrium price, its average price, and you trade it out, and then you wait for silver to equalize again, and then you could do what I do. I rarely trade the metals back. What I do is I go ahead and I'll take that much cash back out of the bank and go buy more. So I would personally, I would trade it off for the platinum at that point if it went up. And then personally, when silver went back down to that average equilibrium price, I would just take $2,500 and go buy more silver. That's the way I do it. They don't generally get shifted off a lot unless something really crazy happens. But anyways, that's why you diversify. The rhodium incident alone should show you the possibilities, and so the possibilities should show you why you should diversify. The other thing is, as each metal goes up over time, there's chances that one of them will hold out better against inflation than another, or one of them will actually destroy inflation better than another. And if you're invested across the board, then you have a better chance of, it's just like when you go into the stock market, you're not going to invest in one company. You're not going to put it all into Microsoft or you know what I mean? You're going to diversify and get a number of good companies so that you have the best chance of coming out ahead. And that's what this game is all about, coming out ahead. Anyways, I'm going to cut this one even shorter because I think that I've made the point. I think that if, anybody that's been in this game long enough, you probably understand what my point is. Anybody that hasn't, I hope that I got everything across to you well enough. There really is nothing to be afraid of in silver any more than, say, the stock market or anything else. investing in precious metals. I've been doing it for nearly 4 decades. I'm still just overjoyed with the performance, and because of things like I've explained to you with the rhodium and trading the metals off and playing them off each other. That's a big factor here. That actually puts more enjoyment and fun into the whole metals investing. If you're buying just silver or just gold and that's all you really deal with, I can understand that there becomes a boredom factor to it. And I get that. I get that it's just a bunch of silver and you could lose interest. But playing all the metals off of each other actually does put a little bit more color into it, because you're not just sitting here waiting for one metal to do something. You know what I mean? And you can come out way ahead. I mean, not promising anything, but it's a possibility, and I've done it myself here. So anyways, y'all have a great day.